Hey, I'm back. I'm back. So, as I promised, every week I was gonna do a video, but I skipped last week because it was so crazy. But things happen for a reason, as we already established that. But I just wanted to give this disclosure that when I do videos, it's not for the hell of doing videos, but it's really because I've gone through. Somebody needs to testify. But it's really to share my experiences and possibly you could learn, because I felt like there's not a lot of people growing up or that I experienced on YouTube that I could identify with. And I was like, okay, so maybe there's people who need someone to identify with and I could be that person. But this is a good topic, and the reason why it's good is because I'm going to be very vulnerable and very authentic and just really share. And I feel by doing so, the advantage is that I get to possibly empathize and you could probably connect, because what I'm going to say is really on that real, real. I so this topic is really going to be titled um it's a weird topic. I wanted to okay, it's going to be called relationship substitution. And I was messing around with a catchy title, whatever, but you're going to get what I'm saying. All right. A while back, and I'm going to share my experience about in 2008, no, 9, turning 2010. I was amidst of a dark area in a relationship, and I was broken up and still living with my ex for about, a couple weeks. But in that time, in that dark area of turmoil with that breakup, I reached out and I connected to one of my exes. And this was a really an ex that I knew that really loved me, that really did a lot for me, that was able to, I guess, make me feel better about my circumstance, because I was devastated. Like, I was so hurt. I was really going through. I was really going through it. I was just like, why don't you love me? And it was really, really crazy. And like, I kept on. I felt like a little fiend because I kept on calling this ex, texting, "Oh my God, we should be together. I miss you. I did this. I did that. I want to be with you again. You know what happened?" And this was just a matter of like the fading out part, because I was really like broken from this last relationship, and I was just like reaching out, just for somebody to like really, I guess, just give me that love and attention. All I need is the love and attention. Love, 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 love. Is that what she says? I don't know. But that's what I was doing. And I was just like, um, oh my God. Like, just call and communicate, because I needed to fill this void that was just in me. And looking back now, I see how wrong that was, because I was putting this person, I was putting their heart on the line, you know? I was just like being so insensitive to his thoughts, his compassion, his care, his goodness. And in my heart of hearts, I know I wasn't over, that I was still hurt and still broken. And I was just like, oh yeah, let me spend time with you. Let me go here. We could talk, we could pick up the pieces. And it was just a warfare. It was just like, being torn and battled, and of what's something that's possibly secure versus the turmoil of that relationship. So that was my scenario. And I felt like karma had to happen for me to truly feel. And I'm still dealing with probably all that karma in my life from way back then. So karma had to happen, and I feel like I really got to experience what I put this ex through. You know, I was really, 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 really selfish, and I was just like, ugh. Like thinking back now, I was just like, damn, that was messed up, yo. So fast forward a couple of years forward, I went to my friend's birthday, and I invited this kid out that I used to chat with, you know, and then he was in a relationship, and then so he wasn't, and I was like, okay, you're chilling in New York, you live here now, you know, we just kind of, you know, connecting, and I told him, come to this house party. It was not a house party. It wasn't like a Thoughttober house party, but it was just like a small get together, and it was one of my good friends, and getting to know you. And when I saw him, it was just like, oh, you know. But more so, what really was some of the magical things about that night was like our communication, the connecting, sharing our experiences, our life experience together, certain values and certain things. And it was really like, and it wasn't the liquor speaking, yo. It was like, just, when you talk to somebody and you just say, whoa, things are magical, you guys connecting, the eye contact is there, and, it's just you guys in that zone, and, being quite a gentleman, getting refills, would you like something to eat, just all of that great stuff, and it was, is the reciprocity of both persons doing it that made it, like, great. So, what added to the excitement of meeting this person as it was going well, it was realizing that we both had a Christian background, and that's a really plus in my life. I would say I'm more spiritual now, but I feel having a lot of those values and a lot of those things, that it kind of sets like foundation of how your perceptions on life are, yada 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 yada, and it was great. It was cool. It was just so much fun, And then we were in my car, and we were sharing experiences and stuff like that. And I was like, "Oh, this is my favorite gospel song," and then I'm playing one of his right now. So it's the instrumental version because it's gonna mess up with my talking, but it's called "I Could Only Imagine" by the group Mercy Me, and I really like that song a lot, And what was like magical is that like we were like singing it together, and it was just like, oh, you know that song, and and I sang the chorus, and it was just like, oh, Jesus, equally yoked. You're cute. I think I'm cute. Having a good time, laughing, joking, singing gospel music. And then my friends, we were gonna meet downtown, so we decided to go to this club. And we get there, and we just like having a good time. Like we dance with each other, just letting down the guards, being silly on the dance floor. I think it was Kelly Clarkson, Since You've Been Gone, where it goes, Since You've Been Gone. That part where you do that. So it was like that. So the chemistry was building. I'm just showing you that, I'm not crazy. It's not in my mind and stuff like that. And then after the club, it's the after partying. Alright, wait, no. After the club, we went to get pizza, but on our way, like, we're holding hands and walking to, we're walking to the pizzeria, the Dollar Pizza, and it was just like, holding hands, in my arm like that, you know, like really coupley. I think even getting like a peck or a kiss on the cheek or something. So it was just so nice. Then after the pizza, you know, I said, okay, I'm gonna drop him home. And I'm driving now on the West Side Highway. Look at me, young B, cruising the West Side Highway. Yeah, there's a song for everything. Um, so we're holding hands, and like we're listening to music, and like he rests his head on my shoulder, and I'm just like, how picture perfect magic moment is this? And I was just like, okay, Jesus, yes, this is awesome. This is great. This is amazing. I'm so happy. And, and, we drive, and it was all chill and smooth, and I would say picture perfect. I haven't had a date like that. Not even, it wasn't even expected to be a date. I didn't even have an experience like that in like a long time. And so we get back to his apartment, and I'm outside in the car, and I'm dropping him off, classy and classy, and we make plans to do touristy stuff together because he's not from the city. He's from another one. Um, and now that he's here, I wanted to show him, the city and the holiday stuff and all that great things that have to do with New York, New York. And alright, cool. We made plans for that Sunday actually to do that, and also to go to church and stuff. Because I was like, how perfect this is to go to church with like your your boo thing, or like, isn't that like best Jesus? Isn't that like awesome Jesus? So the next day, I'm reaching out, and I'm like hitting them up and stuff, and I'm like, are we gonna make it a church? He's like, he was, but then his brother bought a Christmas tree, and then they wanted to like decorate it and stuff. So I was like, alright, we could meet after, but it was, it was getting late, whatever. So I was like, it was fine, cool, whatever. But he sent me the picture of the Christmas tree, and he put on it one of the candy canes that I gave him from the night before. So I was like, oh. So Monday we decided to hang out, and I was off from work, and I was just like, calling homeboy all day. Yo, what's up? What's going on? Hello? Hola? Are you alive? So like late, like he didn't respond all day. Late in the evening, around 8 o'clock, and I get a response, and he was like, I'm so sorry, my ex went through my Facebook, and he saw that we were talking, and how he just showed up at his house, and he was like accusing him of like hooking up, and just I guess whatever misconceptions he had about what had went on. And I was just like, I should have been asking some other few questions, like, why does your ex have your Facebook information? And more so like, how long ago did you break up and stuff? And I was just like, one of those scenarios. So this is gonna be a long video, I'm just telling you. Then what happened then? Ta-dum. Oh my god, this is gonna be like an episode of something. what happened was then like he kind of faded away, and like we would sort of make plans to like do stuff, and like he would like not be able to do them, not show up, not like, you know, play phone tag with the situation. And then we had a conversation, and he was just like, oh, that him and his ex, you know, all these issues, blah 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 blah, trying to talk to him, whatever, but he knows what he wants. You know, he's don't trust him, he doesn't want to be with him anymore. And then, you know, alright, so I'm like getting a clear image of what's happening. So, you know, during this time we're not seeing each other face to face, but like we're like talking through video, and you know, getting to know each other more and really connecting, and it's really like googly goggly, you know, oh, I wish you were here, sort of thing. Spend the time, you know, with me, blah blah blah. You know, real smushy, lovey-dovey stuff. Not lovey-dovey, but really smushy, wishy, good stuff like that. That makes you just melt right here in your male titties. Um. So what happens is that he and his ex decide to go back at it. So like they started to work things out, and I just like said, "Ooh, disappear, abracadabra," and then I guess I hit him up maybe, you know, a couple weeks later, like 2 weeks later, to see what's going on, and then he was like, "Yeah, I've had it. I'm done. You know, he called me this, he called me that, he accused me of this, he thinks I'm this, he thinks I'm that, blah blah blah, turmoil, turmoil, turmoil." Um, and you know, I'm just like kind of standoffish, um, and really just like, you know, this is really, you know, just being, I guess, is it really being, you know, objective, or is it subjective? Oh God, I forgot. Oh yeah, objective. You know, telling him, you know, what do you feel is best for you? What do you want to do? Maybe I was motivated by my own desire, but yeah, I think it was that. But I really wasn't, you know, telling him do this, but I was telling him to follow what your heart says, what you want to do, yada yada yada. So um, that happened, and then he said that he finally broke up with him because he's over, he's done, he likes me. You know, he enjoyed the time that we spent together, etc., etc. All those great, happy, smiley things that kind of gets me going again, you know. And then, you know, our long conversations, we would, you know, talk about different areas of life, and I felt it was more like really encouraging him and instilling, you know, affirming things about himself, and just positive messages of hope, and just, you know, you have these great qualities, you know, you could be this, you could do more and progress, and you know, just being a really supportive person, you know. And I love being that person. I really like being that person. And and so that was it, you know. And then the next day, um, you know, we were talking. I think it was probably his first day of school, and I was like, you know, good luck, da da da. So we're talking online, and I knew that he never went to a Broadway show, and I'm like part of this theater club thing, and they had like tickets to a Broadway show, and I was like, I wonder if this dude will still be interested, you know, because I in the past, you know, I made plans to surprise him with a whole bunch of nice things, but like I said, it was always playing a hard to get situation. Not hard to get. It was always trying to do this and it never happened. Try to do this and never happened. Try to do this and that never happened. So like I was really getting discouraged all the time. And then I was like, yo, I want to do something nice for you because you know when you like somebody, you do something nice. But also like you know his scenario to make him feel better, spend time with him. So this is probably the second time you know that we're actually talking and getting to know each other face to face, and it was just like really sporadic, so, like last minute, whatever. So I was like, okay, this is a nice gesture, and I hit up his BFF and say, oh, what's his favorite candy? You know, it'd be nice to like, oh, here you go, you know, at the Broadway show. Um, so during the Broadway show, it was such a nice time because because like we were holding hands and like I had my hand over like this. You know, he was here, like giving him a little peck. You know, kind of stuff like that. You know, that makes it make that made what I was feeling, the excitement, the I guess the romance, the desire to actually treat somebody well, and treat someone well when you feel like you could care for someone and you want to show you know a really you know a kind spirit. Just that um so it was really we had a really nice time. Like it was really I want to say romantic because if it was very much that um and then we had to part ways and I you know gave him you know a kiss goodbye. It wasn't like it was just like you know a nice hug and kiss and tight. You know those are the type of hugs I give. And you know we were talking and he was like he hits me up and says thank you, had an amazing time. And so did I. I was like really happy that happened. You know, it was like it was our second time that we actually met in person. That was magical. It was amazing. It was just as rich as the first you know the first time, and it was also like that I kind of know him without having to see him that often because of the amount of time that we spent. So I was kind of like emotionally vested now, and it was really really cool. So what else happens is that we we had made plans to see each other again later on in the week, and like I guess it was Thursday on a Thursday night where we were making plans for a Friday, like a Friday after work. You know, he was gonna, you know, come hang out with me after, you know, we after the gym. No, we were gonna work out together, spend time together, whatever. And you know, those were the plans. And then it was like as the time was approaching, you know, he said he was gonna take a nap, whatever, and I was calling him, you know, like at a good amount of time that he would be able to get downtown. And I kept on calling and calling. I was like, oh boy, you know what's happening? You know, why you not picking up? You know what's going on here? And it felt exactly like it did the last time. it felt like all the attempts that I made were just like just going like, oh shit, I skipped the big part. I truly did. I really didn't tell you guys about Thursday, like Thursday night, what was happening. Um, on Thursday night, he was I was hitting him up, and he was really emotional. Like he was like literally like crying on his, on the phone, and like, but he wasn't like really talking to me. Like he was just like saying like, I can't talk, blah, blah, blah. And he was hurt because his ex had texted him some stuff with pictures of from another guy, something like that. And basically he found out that his ex was like, I guess, talking to somebody else, or like while they were together. I really didn't get to fully understand the picture, but something where what his ex had done had caused him like lots of like hurt and stuff. So I was once again empowering him and telling him that it's okay, that you're able to really grow and move on, and just validate him, your worth. And like he was he was responding and saying, oh, I wish you were here right now. I wish I could hold you. I wish I could lay in your chest. I wish I could rub you down, like stuff like that. And he was like, when he said I wish you could hold my hand, it's like I sent him a picture of my hand. He was like, no, I want the real thing. So it was just like I understood the vulnerability, and I felt like, I felt like I really should have known better. But I feel like my flaw in this is, instead of thinking with like my head, like, this is what you should do, better. I'm thinking with this stupid thing, and it was just like making decisions based on this instead of this. And I feel like they're always at conflict, like knowing what to do, and you end up really screwing up. Like, not screwing up, you end up getting hurt because you're opening up yourself. And so then Friday happens, and at Friday, in the morning, hey, good morning, looking forward to spending time with you. And cool. So as the time came, I just felt like I was contacting him, and then when it was time for us to leave, to what we were gonna do, he wasn't there. And then he responded about half hour before that time and say, "Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna make it today. I just got up. I just want to spend time alone. I just want to, you know, I just want to like." He said exactly that really made me pissed off. He said, "I just want to, you know, I want to just drink all day and smoke and just go to bed." So there are several things that really bother me about that. Um, is like, because during the times that I was talking to him and encouraging him, I was really giving him positive and healthy ways of like dealing with this scenario, and um, and like what he was choosing, how to deal with stuff. It wasn't really like he was helping, making like a positive decision to, you know, help him. It's just like you're making temporal things based out of you know, like a substance, you know, getting high or like getting twisted just to forget. It never happens like that. It really, really never happens like that. That you get over it by these things. Like for me, an understanding is just you really gotta bite the bullet. You really have to look at the root, at the circumstance, and actually deal with it. And like how I felt like I was cleaving onto my ex, I felt like that's what was happening to me. Like I was really being used as like a crutch in the situation. Although yes, he did, you know, he disclosed how much he had liked me, but the scenario is that I felt like because I'm this nice guy, you know, X, Y, and Z, that this now is being used as a way to get by. And like I had posted, you know, something that says, I'm not your distraction, I'm your revelation. And that's something that I learned earlier, or I was feeling in during the day, and that like I was going to a spirituality group, and it's really about that. It's really about, you know, truth and revelation and deception, and wanting to, you know, offer someone a revelation of, you know, of an unhealthy relationship, a really bad scenario, um, something that's not helping you but hurting you so much. And you know, I said, I'm not a distraction. You know, I'm not something that's going to occupy your time. You know, something temporal, because I'm like investing so much, I'm giving so much more. I am really instilling like qualities of love. Like I say qualities of love as opposed to saying love, because you know there's certain acts of kindness and certain things that, you know, that one does, and I feel like those were the things that I was doing. And I was now that Friday I was like, that's it, I'm done. I think those were my last words to him on that Friday. I was like, I'm done. And then he was like, you done from what? And I didn't respond because I had a long, I had a really long car ride where I had to, you know, I was thinking so much um, about the disappointment of not having not having something that I wanted, as far as like, you know, I guess a cute guy who loves God, you know, that vibes and clicks well. So I know there's more to that, but at the time you're not really thinking, oh no, checklist. Da, 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 da. I was just like going with the emotions, and and the reason why I withdrew from it, I felt like I had to rip it out of my heart, as much as it really was hurting me, because I felt like I was giving so much of me. You know, I was giving something really pure, something with really good intentions, making um, making room in my life to cater to someone, to open up new possibilities, to just be present in someone's life, and have that always shortchanged as number two. Like I was always I feel like I was always number two, and I made up this thing. It's like when somebody treats you as number two, you know how they say number one is pee and number two is shit. So that's like someone treating you like shit. So when they do that, you throw up the twos back at them, which is like deuces. Get it? Get it? That's mine. Don't copyright that shit. Yeah, you. So that was it. And it took me about 24 hours and 3 drinks at my friend's birthday to text them and said, you know what, I'm sorry. As you know, I'm really mad at you, what you did. I feel like you always drag me into this stuff, you know, and you always put me in it. And it's not like I was constructing these feelings for you because I was going off what you were saying about me. You were saying, oh, Mike, you're this, you're that. I want you, da 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 da, you know. So it made me like all in that. I was just like, ooh. So it really, really hurt. So I can really imagine. I can only imagine. Ha ha ha. That's what the song says. What I've done to people, particularly my ex. When I was going through my turmoil, my back and forth, what I put him into. So I really, truly felt what he probably felt, to be just hurt and disappointed and being placed second. So my words to you after my 36 minutes of telling you this whole story was that if you're in a scenario like that where you feel you're being put as second, like to someone who has in a relationship or dealing with something, it's a really hurtful circumstance that you're in, and the chances are that it's not going to get better soon. You know, there had to be clear and definite choices that has to be taken. Maybe some time for them to clear their own minds and not to just jump into something else with you. I know what it is to like really, you know, want that and just wanting a relationship or wanting to be with someone and having us compromise our what we know, like the precautionary things, what we know, um, to be the right things to do versus what, you know, the little guy in here is saying about, oh, love, 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 love. Die. What did I learn? That regardless of how much we put ourselves through, that this is one really strong ass muscle that it, not my man titties. Our heart is just willing and able to open up and love again and again and again. And maybe we have to find a common ground where we think with both our hearts and our minds, and you know, sometimes stepping out and assessing a situation and just being uh, just being mindful, being alert and aware, being in the moment, to know that maybe this circumstance which you're going through is a learning opportunity to be cautious and aware of certain things, like your ability to love, your ability to be kind and be generous, your ability to have compassion for someone else, even if it's not going to be reciprocated by this one person. You know, it's hurtful, and I felt like that hurt was caused because maybe it was my lesson to learn about what I done, um, and more so to like to understand and to share this with you, World Wide Web. Um, yeah, I just really wanted to share that because part of what hurt me, not hurt me, maybe part of what angered me, I removed him from my social media, but his best friend was kept there, And she had posted something about not everyone who says they're your friend are your friend, and I felt like maybe that was alluding to me. And I was really like crushed by that. Not crushed, I was really like, ah, if she only knew like the level of engagement that we had, like I wouldn't call ourselves friends in this scenario, because I'm not one to like hold hands with my friends, not to kiss my friends, not to be so emotionally invested romantically, with my friends. So it's not a friend scenario. And if she knew, or maybe she knows now, why I retreated and why I had to let it go, because I just really needed to pull back from that circumstance. So this was about 41 minutes of just talking about it, and and there are different ways of dealing with a breakup if that's what you're going through right now, person watching this. Maybe you're that person that's going out through it, and you're looking for something to help you get by. My word to you is this: don't pull someone in it, because people are precious. People's hearts and minds and ability to want you to be part of their lives don't compensate with people. You can find healthy alternatives to help you get by. Working out, volunteering, doing other things that will help build you, but don't emotionally get someone involved in your healing process, because it will take away from them. It may help you, but it will take away from from their ability or their good natured part. But what I did, I when I went through my breakup, like I really took time and had to really restructure and refocus and think, what's up now? What you're gonna do now? And I felt that's where I jumped head on into my spirituality, rediscovering my relationship with God, and it really allowed me to like grow and be where I'm at now. I'm getting stuffy. Too many boogies up in her. So my ability was to just like find writing, find social services, just like be vested and grown, and it made me so it led me to the path where I'm at right now. You know, that ability to grow from all of that hardship. So you too, if I did it, bro, hell yeah, you could do it. You could find those things that make you come alive. And when you do it passionately and when you do it with a good heart, there's not a thing that can hold you back. Just have good intentions. So, for that kid who I share that experience with, like whenever I hear the song, I will always think of you. Jesus, yes. It's a really great song. It's called "I Can Only Imagine." So y'all can check it out. It's Mikey Smilez singing Mucho Lavo. Wait, Mucho Lavo, and Thresses, and all that good stuff. And I know this was long. I'm gonna end it at 45 minutes. So I have 30 seconds to go. So yeah. So everyone who's new, who now discovered this, thank you for being a part of this journey. This was one of the lessons I had to learn, and I pray that it will be able to bless you and you could grow from it also. So I'll talk to you soon. I swear all my other videos will be this long, but this is like really... Peace!